Football stadiums can be more than just a place to watch the beautiful game unfold. They're a home for communities to unite, and they represent tradition, history, and glory. The biggest games of football deserve to be played on the grandest of stages, and whether it's in the Premier League or elsewhere, there are a number of stadiums in the world right now that have become iconic over the years and possess a big game feel whenever matches take place upon their turf. While some stadiums are famous to even non-football fans, that's not quite the same as iconic. To create this list of the most iconic football stadiums in the world, a number of areas were considered. They are as follows: the historical significance of the grounds, the moments that unfolded inside their walls, how beloved they are by fans. At number 10 is the Maracanã Stadium. Synonymous with Brazilian football, Maracanã is home to both Fluminense and Flamengo, as well as Vasco da Gama. It's played host to some incredible moments throughout its near 75-year history. Initially opened for the 1950 World Cup, multiple major finals have taken place on its turf, and Pelé is even said to have scored his 1,000th career goal at Maracanã in a match between Santos and Vasco da Gama. With 2 World Cup finals being held within its walls, as well as the 2016 Summer Olympics and numerous Copa America finals, the Maracanã has earned its place as one of the most iconic stadiums in all of football. Signal Iduna Park, with a capacity of 81,365, almost as iconic for the incredible atmosphere that permeates throughout its stands as it is for the moments that have played out on its pitch. Signal Iduna Park is one of the most beloved stadiums in the world, and for good reason. With their famous yellow wall on full display during the biggest matches on the calendar, there are few grounds in football better suited to the grandest occasions, and that's led to Signal Iduna Park becoming one of the most iconic venues in the world. Pair the electric atmosphere with an impressive legacy on the pitch for Borussia Dortmund, and it's not hard to see why the ground has become a staple for any ground-hopping supporter over the years. Sits 9. Number 8, Estadio Azteca, with a 105,000 sitting capacity. The Estadio Azteca earned its place in history and is the only stadium that can boast of having Pelé and Diego Maradona, 2 of the greatest footballers of all time, lift the World Cup trophy on its turf. They are not the only legendary moments that it played host to, though. The ground was also the venue for England versus Argentina in the quarterfinals of the 1986 World Cup, meaning it was witness to Maradona's infamous "Hand of God" goal as well as his scintillating "Goal of the Century." If that's not enough, then it was also where Italy defeated West Germany 4-3 via extra time in the 1970 World Cup semi-finals in a match that was dubbed the match of the 20th century. Not bad at all. The Allianz Arena, with a capacity of 75,024, is 7th on the list. The home of Germany's most famous football club, Bayern Munich, Allianz Arena is instantly recognizable for its unique and beautiful design. The ground is a sight to behold on a night, lit up in majestic light. As a result of its relationship with Bayern, the arena has seen plenty of silverware come through its doors, and it's a must-visit for any passionate football fans. The ground was entrusted to host matches throughout 3 different major international tournaments, as well as the 2012 Champions League final. It will also host the final of this year's competition. There are very few grounds more suited to staging the biggest matches in football, and that's helped the stadium become one of the most iconic in the world despite its relatively short existence. 6th is the Camp Nou, 99,364 capacity. As the largest stadium in Europe, Barcelona's Camp Nou has become one of the most iconic football stadiums of all time through a combination of its unique look, the near 100,000 passionate fans that pack it out every match day, and the historic moments that have played out on its pitch over the years. The list of important fixtures played at the ground is as long as any stadium's too. Camp Nou has hosted multiple Champions League finals, the deciding match at the 1992 Summer Olympics, and many, many more. Currently undergoing renovation, with aims to increase its capacity to around 105,000, the stadium is only going to become more iconic in the future. Wembley, with a 90,000-seater capacity, rebuilt in 2007, Wembley is the hub of English football and is regularly selected to host the biggest matches in the country every single year. The arch that stands over the venue sets it apart from every other stadium in the world, and it's become instantly recognizable to even the most casual of football fans. Whether it was the original iteration of the stadium or the reimagined ground we see today, some of the most iconic moments in football have taken place inside of Wembley. Not only is it home to the English national team, but it's also hosted multiple major tournament finals both in club and international football. There's a reason it's been dubbed the home of football. Sits fifth. Fourth on the list is the San Siro 75,923 capacity. Not only is the San Siro home of one of the most iconic football clubs in the world, it is home to two of the most iconic football clubs in the world. With both AC Milan and Internazionale playing at the ground, it has become a staple for any groundhopper's bucket list of venues to visit. The stadium was designed to offer the best possible view for every single spectator in the ground. It was the host of 4 European Cup finals from 1965 to 2016 and is one of the most beloved grounds for neutrals around the world. There aren't many grounds quite as iconic. Third is Anfield with a capacity of 61,276, known for possessing one of the most intimidating atmospheres in all of football. Anfield is almost as iconic as the football team that calls it home, Liverpool. Having first opened all the way back in 1884, the ground was initially the home of Everton before they moved to Goodison Park in 1891 following a dispute. 1 year later, the Reds were formed and they moved in. It's been home ever since, and the ground, through multiple renovations, has become one of the most impressive and iconic on the planet. There are few sights quite like Anfield on a European night, and with "You'll Never Walk Alone" being belted out by the hardcore supporters inside the venue, it's loved by all. Old Trafford with a holding capacity of 74,879 might have entered a state of disrepair in recent years and is in serious need of an upgrade, but Old Trafford is still one of the most iconic football stadiums on the planet. Nicknamed the Theatre of Dreams, fans have grown accustomed to seeing true magic play out inside the ground's walls. As the home of Manchester United, a plethora of trophies have come through the doors at Old Trafford, and the ground has hosted some huge matches over the years. It might not be as glamorous as some of the other grounds on this list right now, but few have the historical significance that Old Trafford possesses, and with a renovation in the near future, it would quickly become one of the best stadiums in the world again. Sits second. The Santiago Bernabéu 81,044 capacity, with over £1 billion pumped into the Santiago Bernabéu by Real Madrid in recent years, the ground is regarded as the best in the world today. It's also the most iconic of all time, and the sheer amount of significant history to take place in the stadium makes it hard to argue otherwise. Los Blancos are the most famous football club on the planet, and their success has only helped elevate their home ground. Having hosted multiple Champions League finals, as well as plenty of World Cup matches over the years, it's rather fitting that the most iconic football team in the world have a venue that matches their prestige. Which of these iconic stadia stands out for you? Leave your comments in the comments section and subscribe for more untold football highlights and stories.